Hello everyone, it's Canadian Titan here, and we're back with some more Cities Skylines. And today we are starting kind of a special series, and I say we because my wife has joined me. Say hello.
Hello.
For those of you that don't know, this is one of the few games that my wife and I both really enjoy together. A lot of the games that we play are kind of builder-style games.
Yeah.
If you're interested in builder-style games, we also have They Are Billions, which is a lot of fun that we play together, and of course City Skylines. And today, the series is going to be special because it's kind of a request. One of my longtime friends from high school has asked if there's basically a basic tutorial on how to play City Skylines, and so I thought, you know what, that's a perfect opportunity for Annie and I to play again, and for basically mostly her to show the ropes of how to build a sustainable, relatively green city, hopefully without running out of money, hopefully without polluting everything to be horribly disgusting like my cities, or deaded to the hilt. Go ahead and start.
Okay. So one of the first things that I do is I pay attention to the natural resources down at the bottom here. I like to run a green city, and so I'm looking for farmland, and I'm also looking for forestry because those two things don't really have too much of a pollution impact. So I want to find a city that has more of those and less of the other natural resources.
And of course, another thing worth looking at is the suitable area for building. Each map has a certain amount of land that you can build on, right? There's some high mountains that you can't always build on very well. There's waterways, lakes, rivers, and they can reduce the amount of land that you can use to build. It seems to vary from about 60 to 80% of the map is suitable for building. I prefer ones that are a little higher on the suitable area for building, but that can sometimes mean you start on a tile that does not connect to a river or a lake and can make water management very difficult.
Very difficult.
Especially the output of the sewer management more than the water management.
Yes. Okay, so for this build, for this city, I think what I'm actually going to go with is Eden Valley because I see that it's got a fair amount of farmland. It's also got a fair amount of forestry. And as I'm looking up here, there are distinct different colorations in the grass, which I'll be able to talk about when we get into playing it. Plus, I haven't actually played this map before.
One more thing to point out, this map is actually one of the Green Cities DLC maps. So if you don't have this DLC, you probably don't have this map. You can tell which DLC, which expansion for the game we're using, because it has a little icon next to the city, right? So you can see some cities don't have icons, which means they're like standard or like downloaded from the Steam Workshop. And then there's ones that have icons on them, and that means that they are related to some kind of expansion. So Eden Valley is one of the Green Cities ones, which is an expansion that we really enjoy.
All right, so I'm going to hit start.
So City Skylines just finished actually a free weekend on Steam, and they got a ton of people playing this game and garnering some new interest. I think they did it because they're getting close to releasing another DLC, and I'm interested to see what kind of pack or what kind of thing they do next to kind of add extra features, functionality, buildings, whatever on the game. Any ideas?
I would love for them to release something that allows us to better control the flow of cars and traffic lights and turn lanes and that kind of stuff. What?
Oh, oops. I think we...
Oh, no!
Oh, we have to fix something.
Yeah!
So, I think one of the things that I did was I was playing a like fun game without worrying about money, and I didn't turn that off. So we'll go back in.
No.
It'll just take a second.
And we're not playing with any of that fun stuff. We're going to play the good old grind way.
Let's see. Where is purchasable? Yeah. I turned that off. Oh, there it is.
There we go.
It was Eden Valley?
Yep.
I think that should fix it.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure, though.
Well, hopefully.
And that's one of the cool things about this game is there are so many mods, so much stuff in the DLC and in the workshop. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. So one of the first things that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change the orientation here to have my entrance to the highway be where it's at the bottom. That's something that I like to do. And yeah, you may or may not like doing that. So one thing I'm going to do before we even get started is I'm going to start by showing you guys a little bit of this ground area that you can see different colors. So this area here is where you're going to find oil. And you're not going to be able to unlock the terrain thing that tells you what is it called?
I think it's like natural resources or
Yeah.
something.
You can't unlock that till you get to a certain level, but when you've played it enough, you start to realize that certain colors mean certain things. Like this is my farmland up here, which unfortunately is not great because it means I have to cross the river and all that kind of bad stuff. But we're going to play it anyway. Another thing to pay attention to is the direction of the water. We want poop to flow out of our city, not into it. Okay, so now I'm going to come down here and it's time to start building. So one of the easiest things to do is to just get a little bit of road going. So that gives me entrance and exit from the highway. And I'm also going to build a road off this way. I don't want to go too crazy with road building right now because we have a finite amount of money.
And no citizens to earn more
And
from.
no citizens to earn more money. One of the first things that we need to do is we need to sort out the water issue. And I like to do this before I even get anywhere because this is going to, if you don't do it, it's going to be a problem. So, there we go. Some pipes. Cool. Now let's start getting some population down. Let's build them out this way. Yeah, I know I need power. I'm going to do that. Ooh, I don't actually want them to be that close to the
Highway entrance?
highway entrance.
So how do you deal with that?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to change it to marquee. I'm going to, sorry, I should say, I'm going to right click and drag that so that now it's unselected. The other thing that my people are going to need is they're going to need some power. So dark areas mean more power and light areas.
What does that little blue thing mean around the power generation?
That's the amount of space that actually, oh, you were supposed to connect. There we go. The amount of space that is actually powered by the power lines. Or by the fan, not fan.
Wind turbine.
Wind turbine.
Now your output there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we started with like $70,000 in this game, and we've already used half of that. Pretty much.
Yeah. The beginning of the game is really a lot about patience. It's a slow build. I'm actually going to drop this guy here because it's cheaper than building power lines. So right now it's a slow build. We're waiting for people to come into our city and start building income. We're also going to need industry and things like that. So right now people are coming in. I like to bump our speed up a bit because that helps us to get more money. So our money is coming back. We are still in the red. It is not coming back. We're hemorrhaging money. So we need to build more homes.
Oh, looks like they're asking for commercial and industrial now. So one of the things that I've noticed about this game is City Skylines is really not City Skylines. City Skylines is like traffic management 101, right? Like traffic skylines. I don't know. Like it's all about reducing intersections, controlling the flow of traffic. You can see there's a highway here, and everyone right now has to come in and out on that single highway connection. And later on, we'll be able to build more highway connections. We'll be able to try to balance traffic a little bit better. We can do underground tunnels. There's all kinds of things you can do to kind of manage traffic. Recently, they added some traffic management kind of functionality into the game. There's mods out there that are way better for traffic management, but I don't think we're running any of those today. Yeah, traffic management is a pain point for sure. Like,
Yeah.
you'll see later on as we get to like a medium-sized city, there's just, you know, huge lines of cars backed up all over the place.
Okay.
Now, you've made 3 wind turbines in 3 different locations. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Okay, so right now, one of the ways that your power gets connected is by having your different areas connected to each other. It's a little bit too far to, like this space isn't going to be filled because I haven't actually put anything in there. If we look at my zoning, I've left it blank for now. And I also know that this area is going to end up needing more power, so I put a power generator over here. I also put a power generator up here because it's so far away from everything else that the power lines just wasn't an economical option. So that's why I've put power in 3 different places. I've also put power in areas that are the darker blue where it generates more power.
Now, how do you decide where you're going to put roads in like subdivisions?
Okay, so I'm thinking ahead about traffic, and I'm thinking that I don't want to have too much demand, like too much pressure on the roads where they are. So I have to be very careful about how close I get. I think that this is actually a little bit too close to this intersection because eventually I'm going to need to pull that intersection out and make something that's more stable for the amount of traffic that's going to be coming in. And right now this 3-point system it's workable for now, but it's not great for later. So, and then with I'm thinking about keeping my residential together, thinking about keeping industrial separated from residential. That keeps your population more happy. They don't like being so close to the industrial pollution. It is pollution as well that they don't want to be close to, and the noise of it. So that's one thing. I'm also right now thinking about getting into, like, I'm going to try and build my industrial into this area here because that's where I've got the farmland, but I can't zone that yet. And I don't really want to have too much in the way of the polluting industrial. So I can't think and talk at the same time. There we go. Okay. So I'm keeping this separated from the people. I'm keeping the people close enough together that I don't have to build too much of the power or too much of the plumbing. And thinking about the fact that if I have, like, this road is I'm planning to have this road come off in this direction and then join back down there. But I'm not doing that yet because there isn't really the demand for it yet. But that's also going to stop me from having too many 4-way intersections, because 4-way intersections in this game really kind of
They make things bad.
Yeah, they suck. The game doesn't handle them well. It creates a lot of like backlog of cars, and I don't really want to deal with that. So I'm doing that. I'm also going to be using 1-way roads in this area to kind of make my subdivision. It's a traffic management thing. It's keeping the subdivision from having too much traffic in it.
You are making money again now. I don't know if you noticed. You're at plus
Yay!
800 and so dollars per whatever.
Yay. Per cycle?
Yeah, I don't know how exactly it works.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to switch to the 1-way. I'm actually going to throw my one-way in about here. Some people are going to lose their houses, but that's okay. I'm going to make it one-way down here. This is a problem for a little bit, but it's not a problem for long because immediately I'm going to zone this area as residential. What'd you do?
I paused it.
Oh, for why?
Just to give you the time to do all the things you want to do.
That's not an issue. These houses are going to start going in, and this is going to reconnect our power. The power's already reconnected. So that wasn't a huge...
What's that little weird T sign there?
So what this means... Ooh, hello, we're a little hamlet. Yay. Okay. So what this little T thing here is telling me that I have a one-way road that isn't connected to anything.
So no one can leave?
No one can leave. They can... Right now, this street should pretty much be called Hotel California. Because nobody... They can check in anytime they like, but they can never leave.
Now, you didn't connect those water pipes to anything.
Oh, you're right. I didn't. There we go. And then I'm going to go back down to my road. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually continue this road back this way and connect it straight up to that road. And then I'm going to click on my two-way and I'm going to hit this exclamation mark, come up here, and boom. That's gone because now this tiny little piece here is two ways. So people can come in, turn around, and come out and go down the road. And I'm leaving this spot open for now because, ooh, you need to put in garbage. Ooh. No, how about...
You're on upgrade road mode.
Thank you, dear. There we go.
So what's that you're placing down?
That's a recycling center. And I'm also going to give myself garbage because not everything is recyclable. And there we go. So another thing that is going to be an issue is that right now this is a two-lane street. It's going to need to be upgraded into a four-lane street eventually or something else other than that. But for right now, I'm not super worried about it. The only problem is that when I do upgrade it, because I've put these on the other side of the road, I won't be able to upgrade this part of the road until I've emptied the recycling.
Landfill, you mean?
Yeah, the landfill. I know what I'm talking about, even if my words come out wrong. So over here, we are going to need to put in a medical clinic. And I'm trying to decide, actually, you know what? It gets better coverage if it's down here. So I'm going to actually put it here, and I'm going to give us an elementary school. I give them an alternative elementary school. Okay. That makes my people happy. It also increases education a bit. And why don't you have power?
Running low.
Yep. Easy fix.
Borrow it from the neighbor.
Yep. This one is generating more power than it's using. This one was generating less power than it was using. So now they're joined and everything's happy. And I will have to figure out how to fix this intersection later. Because as I said, right now, we don't really have enough traffic to worry about it. We can check our traffic here, and it's still pretty much mostly green. So I could fix this now before it becomes an issue. Or I could let it become an issue and then fix it later.
That one.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, so I've got a medical center, I've got education. I'm going to have to put fire down as soon as I have it because we've had that problem before. And I'm going to have to put a police department down as soon as we have that. I'm also going to start zoning more of the housing. To have more people coming in to our pretty little city.
And more people means more money.
More money!
Because currently we're in the negative again.
Yeah. But that won't last for long. And... not yet. Okay. have water. Oh, you don't have water. Now you have water. Okay. There was a little tiny spot that didn't have water. Okay. So...
How can you tell if you have enough power?
One
Other
way
than the icons.
How can I tell that I have enough power other than the icons?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, when you're in power, you look at the color. Ooh, worthy village. Yay! That also gave us a bump of money, which is awesome. When you're looking at the buildings, blue means you have enough, and brown means that you
They have a brownout.
don't have enough. They have a brownout going on. But there should be, if I look here, electricity availability.
Because that, yeah.
Yeah. There we go. And then if we come down here, we should see, once this is working, yep, we no longer have brownouts on our people. Everybody's happy. They're all nice and blue. They have enough energy or power. I am thinking that I want to fix this now, which I'm actually going to pause the game for, because I don't want this to be an issue, and I will need more commercial. So I'm going to go into my power, and I'm going to, sorry, roads, and I'm going to actually do a bit of destruction. What is this? I think I can destroy that. Yeah, okay. Oh. I'm going to create a roundabout in this area. And then I'm going to have to reconnect everything.
Tell us a little bit about the roundabout as you make it.
Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm creating a way for all of the traffic to come in and go out. I'm using these grid lines to help me to make sure that it's at least kind of pretty. And it helps it all to line up. And, well, this is ugly, but whatever. Because I went to too small a circle, I think.
Yeah, and you didn't put an extra space in for the two highway things.
Okay.
Oh,
Whoop, whoop.
It shows you the line.
Hey, don't do that. Okay. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reattach my road, and I'm also going to make
a main thoroughfare?
Yeah, coming up through here.
You have it on Wonky Road.
I do. This is going to be where we have real commercial coming in. I'm going to go up to there. That's it. And I'm also going to connect these roads again to my... Oops.
Oh no, you made it a one-way.
Oh no! I can fix that. Oops. There we go. That is fixed. And then I'm going to go back over here. And I'm going to connect this one up. And it's not wanting that.
I don't think it's that building. I think the road's too close to the roundabout. Make an angle like that.
There we go. Well, it's a little ugly, but this area is going to get turned into other stuff later. So, and then I'm going to go back in here and just zone that. And then I'm going to zone that. And I'm also going to connect the power up again. There we go. And make sure that my commercial road has some water. There we go. Oop. There we go.